tell me about yourself. So this is the first question in most interviews, and it's usually the first thing some people mess up. I'm not saying you, not anymore anyway, now that you're taking this course. So what this question is not, what you need to understand before you craft your response, it is not asking you about your personal life, your family, your hobbies, and it's not asking you to repeat your resume. This is really important. Okay, now that you know what it's not, let's go into what it is. You need to understand what this question is actually asking. This question is asking not tell me about yourself, but more specifically, tell me what about yourself, what about your work experience will benefit me and my company if I hire you. That's a whole different question. And it's easy to see why some people get confused and they start talking about their personal details. But now you know what the question is really asking. You already made it through the first step. You already got the interview. Assume you're good enough. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten the interview. So what this is your moment to set yourself apart, to highlight and make the connection for them. So ask yourself, in addition to what's already on my resume, what can I highlight that will make me an obvious connection based on my past and current work experience? Interviewing is like dating, and like in dating, you don't want to spend the whole time talking about your exes. So I don't want you to name drop companies. I don't want you to just talk about your previous company over and over and over. Remember, the star of the show is you. Sure, if you mention the company once, okay, but really you want to focus on the position you had, the experience you had, what you contributed to that company and to your position. So ask yourself, what have I developed? What skills have I strengthened because of my past experiences? Focus on you, focus on your strengths and your skills, not on your ex. Remember that the people that are interviewing you are human. They're probably interviewing multiple candidates. And they have a life. They're tired. You don't know what else is going on that they're also thinking about. So the more concise and direct that you are, the easier that they can see your value. So please do not repeat your resume. They already have it, and that's not what's going to set you apart from the other candidates. Instead, for example, instead of naming the last 3 positions that you did, focus on the most important skill that you learned or developed in those 3 jobs that is going to serve you well and benefit the company in this new job. And look, this question is not meant to be a 5-minute response. So you want to be concise, and one well-crafted, strategic, calm, and confident minute is a lot better than 5 minutes rambling on and on and on and losing their attention. So ask yourself, what quality in the job description best aligns with my experience? And that's going to help you strategically pick the one to focus on for this question. Strategically highlight what you want them to know that makes you good for this job. Remember that they probably have your resume or CV in front of them. They don't need you to repeat it. Plus, that's a question later on, usually. What they want you to do here is they want to know that you're a good fit. So you want to be very strategic and share the things that are most relevant. And you don't have to overcomplicate it. I actually recommend focusing on 2 things, a soft skill and a technical skill, or depending on the position, it could be both soft skills. And you want to make sure that there are 2 skills that you have a lot of experience with and that's connected to the job that you're interviewing for. If it's not related, it's not relevant. Now this tip, honestly, this is my rule of thumb for life, communication, presentations, job interviews, you name it, this is going to get you really far. Make sure that your last sentence, if they hear nothing else, if for some reason they weren't listening, if they only listen to your last sentence, can you seal the deal? Did you make the connection? So you did your tell me about yourself. You said how long you've been in the industry. You told me about 2 skills and how you got that experience and how that's going to help. So your last sentence, make sure you connect. And look, keep it simple. It doesn't have to repeat everything you already said. Even something like, and because of all of this experience, I know that I would be a good fit for this position. So that's kind of a general statement, but at least it connects that what you were talking about was all for them. You could go into a little more depth. So for example, because of X skill and Y skill, I know that that's going to help me be a better, let's say, leader if you're going for a leadership position at your company. So then again, you're just tying it in. The whole point of the interview is to make the connection. How are you going to benefit them? I'm a pre-sales engineer at X company, and I have over 15 years of experience in both tech and sales. Throughout this time, I've learned how to communicate clearly and effectively with stakeholders and how to build strong relationships with my customers. I focus on building trust with them. I do this by showing them I understand their business, asking insightful questions, listening carefully, and patiently explaining how our products and services solve the specific issues they are facing. Additionally, I've learned to be very adaptable, which I believe is key in any job in tech. Going through COVID was a difficult time for a lot of companies, and it really highlighted the value of being flexible and solving problems creatively and quickly. I really admire how your company has grown so impressively in the past few years. With my experience and the network I've built, I know I could be an asset to you for this next phase of expansion.